99% of electrolyte products out there, which don't even really discuss the sourcing of their product. I think it's a big one for testosterone, and most people don't actually take it. I do think it helps with erection strength. If I'm feeling extra jittery, I will take all right, what's going on, friends? Thought I would talk about my most current recent supplement stack. I try to stick to natural things. We're talking about your soil depletion, your minerals. That's a big kind of low-hanging fruit thing. For that, electrolytes is really kind of the game. I like to be a little bit more mindful of where I'm sourcing my electrolytes. So Relight is from Redmond. I'm finding there's some issues with Redmond as far as their quality of testing for heavy metals, but it's still probably a better source than 99% of electrolyte products out there, which don't even really discuss the sourcing of their product. So I find this is really good. Basically, this is the unflavored. I also have tested their strawberry lemonade, which doesn't really taste like strawberry lemonade. I think the berry one is probably better. They use ancient sea salt from Redmond Real Salt. So you know the sodium is sourced and fairly controlled and tested. You can look up the tests online. So from that perspective, I think this is a pretty solid supplement. Next supplement that I find very helpful is Gorilla Mind Smooth. Gorilla Mind is massive, several $100 million probably at this point. Really what I like about it is it's a good balance of L-tyrosine and L-theanine. So I get that kind of boost in my dopamine and motivation, but I don't feel like it's over jittery or like over the top. And then I just found that this recipe just really made it smooth. I mean, the name is Gorilla Mind Smooth. And on to the next one. This is a biggie. I think it's a big one for testosterone, and most people don't actually take it consistently, and you don't have it in your environment at nearly the same levels, and that is boron. So this is boron from Life Extension. And I don't know, there's something about the way they formulate this with riboflavin that just makes it feel like it hits a little bit better. So I find that I get a little bit of a boost of libido, and there's studies that show that boron actually increases free testosterone. That's a good thing. You want free testosterone. It gives you more kind of energy, oomph to kind of get through challenges and things like that. So the next thing that's kind of a staple that I've been on and off with for many, many years is going to be creatine monohydrate micronized. And so this is the On brand. You can get creatine in many forms. There's creatine monohydrate, there's creatine HCl. This is probably the most studied, the most proven form of it. And it's also really cost effective. It's 1.25 milligram capsules, so they're pretty big. Overall, I find that I am a bit stronger, especially when I'm in the gym and I'm starting to kind of going through a build phase where I'm looking to add weight. It seems like it's been a pretty productive supplement to kind of give muscles more ATP energy and do that. So that's what I take this for. It also has cognitive benefits from studies as well, and it's cheap. So if I'm feeling extra jittery, I will take a little bit of L-theanine, and this really works to kind of help just take the edge off. So if I'm feeling like a lot of stimulation, maybe I drank too much coffee too early, caffeine is a little too strong, then adding some L-theanine really smooths things out for me. Gorilla Mind Smooth that I showed you has a bit of L-theanine in it, so it's not necessary to include it every day, and I probably only take this a couple times a week. An interesting one I've been studying and testing recently is L-citrulline. So this is L-citrulline, and this sort of works as a precursor for L-arginine. And what it does is it basically allows for more vasodilation, meaning your body can expand the vascular system, essentially reduces my overall blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure. I have very healthy blood pressure, but it's one of those things where it just allows blood flow to kind of increase. So if you're dealing with maybe tension migraines, having issues downstairs, that might be something to look into for L-citrulline. It's actually formulated in a lot of the male enhancement products I've seen. And that's initially kind of why I got it, just to kind of test it out and see what would happen. One thing I recommend though is don't start with the dosing, start lower. Because when I first took this, I sort of got lightheaded from the drop in blood pressure. It wasn't like overwhelming, but what I noticed is like my resting heart rate would sit at a certain level, and then I would usually have a workout heart rate that would be quite a bit higher. But when I take this, that workout heart rate probably drops about 20%. And so I do think it helps with erection strength, overall blood flow across the body. And that is the classic beef liver. Now this brand, Ancestral Supplements, super big. They're, you know, kind of the king, liver king, his brand. And I actually have my own beef liver gummies. So these are my grass-fed beef liver gummies. If you guys haven't checked them out, we just dropped the price on them, and we don't have much stock left, but we offer a buy two, get one free, and that's a 3-month supply. We put 600 milligrams in each gummy. This is what I take. I like to keep them in the fridge, makes them a little bit more firm, kind of like a Starburst texture, but you've got 600 milligrams of grass-fed beef liver in a gummy. This is manufactured in the US. None of the ingredients are sourced from China. Not that there's anything wrong with China, but it's 100% made in America. The liver was sourced in New Zealand for this batch, but as we grow this brand, I'll probably move the sourcing to US. There's 3 grams of sugar per serving, so I will caution you, it's organic. organic. It is really hard to make a gummy with honey. I tried, and I'd love to see if I can figure out a way to make it with honey. But as of right now, I don't think I can, unless I probably spend another 4 or 5 grand formulating this thing. And that would be pretty big expense up front to figure out. But if I get enough feedback and purchases, I will do that. So shameless plug. It's called OptiStacks. I'll put a link in the description. Let me know what you think about the supplement stack. Maybe I'm missing something. I would love to hear if you have ideas on like a really good core concept that I'm not doing that you swear by this. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you all. And until the next video, I hope this was helpful and you found some information. And please drop a comment. Let me know what you think and what your regimen looks like. Thanks a lot.